The return of the Titanic, one of the biggest movies of all time, is coming back in 3D. ABC's Nick Watt crashed the cast reunion to talk about the new version and how the ultimate blockbuster changed all their lives.
You know, for me, the story behind Titanic is almost as good as the movie itself. Two little-known stars, an obsessive director building ridiculous sets and getting everyone wet. A 3-hour, 20-minute epic that most people thought was going to crash into an iceberg at the box office. But of course, it all turned out a little different. Who'd have thought 15 years later they'd all be back together for another premiere of the movie with the most predictable ending ever. The ship sinks.
It's wild.
It is really wonderful.
Evil. Was I really evil?
Around the corner, we orchestrated a class of 97 Titanic reunion. Billy Zane, Mad Bad Cal Hockley, Susie Amos, Lizzie Calvert, the sweet, sweet granddaughter, Frances Fisher, Ruth, the uptight thorn in Rose's side, Bill Paxton, Brock Lovett, the mad guy in the sub, and James Cameron, the boss. For you, it was a pretty grueling shoot.
Cold, wet, long nights. It's a movie about a sinking ship, of course. You know, come on.
By the way, Billy's character is even more loathsome in 3D. In the 3D version, I wanted to reach out and smash her in the face myself. I mean, well done.
That wasn't the iceberg. I didn't kill 2,000 people. I just slapped a girl for breaking my heart.
And remember, she spat in his face.
Everything after take two, I could see that Billy was just like, we're doing this again?
Frances also played a bad egg.
You know I don't like that, Rose.
I realise you're not your character anymore. I've got to stop.
It's taken her years of therapy to cope with this, and you're just ripping the scab off the whole thing.
Listen, this is bad programming. On behalf of the villainous few on this movie.
You know what's amazing is that you were way too young for that part.
Didn't you cast her in that part?
I did, but it's because she gave an incredible reading.
And we were just like playing. You know, it didn't feel like an audition.
Isn't acting just pretending?
Yes.
Aren't we all just pretending?
Anyone take a date to see Titanic? Of course you did. We're getting back to the real love story of the film.
We were very professional about it.
Were you?
I didn't ask for Susie's number until we were done shooting.
It's true.
About 8 seconds after we were done shooting.
They married in 2000. They have 3 kids. Susie was with Cameron this week when he took his submersible to the deepest spot on Earth, 7 miles down in the Mariana Trench in the Pacific.
You fall through darkness for about 2.5 hours, and it was literally dead flat and featureless.
Today in London, there was a major gap. Gloria Stewart, the black and white starlet, Oscar nominated for her Titanic role, playing Susie's grandma, Rose, grown old.
Susie and Gloria became really good friends.
Really close friends.
Gloria just passed away last year, and we all stayed friends after the film. But I'd say you probably saw her 2 or 3 times a week.
I did, yeah. And she would say to me, you know, Susie, if I was younger, you'd have a lot of competition. That's yes. He's quite a Renaissance man.
She always went for the directors.
Of course, we all now know this broke box office records all over the world. The first movie to take more than $1 billion. But no one thought it would pan out that way.
There were 20 reasons why the film was going to lose money, and the studios, the 2 studios involved were utterly convinced that it was really just a question of how many tens of millions of dollars they were going to lose. In post-production, all we could cling to was the possibility that it might actually be a good film.
The last thing you want on a production is someone saying, this is going to break all records, it's going to be the best film in history. But, you know, we thought we were at least, what, cautiously optimistic of possibly breaking even?
Not even a chance.
Okay, I'm being kind.
No.
Bless
A lot of cynicism and a lot of negativity in the media, and the idea, oh, what happens? The ship sinks.
Yeah.
And Jim was like, yeah, the ship sinks.
But see,
I'm
that's
going
what-
to show you how it sank.
For the first 2 hours, nothing happens.
But you
a guy falls in love with a
built
girl, and they spit over the railing, and they go to a dance, and 2 hours, 2 hours. But you also know that everything you see, because the ship is the world of the movie, everything you see is going to be destroyed, and you know it in the back of your mind from the moment you walk into the theater, and that's why it works. So the joke was on all the idiots who said, "We know what's going to happen. The ship sinks," because that was a critical part of the architecture of the experience.
And by the way, at that premiere last night, James Cameron whispered, I think I'm done with Titanic. But judging by the crowd, no one else is. And I've got to say, after re-immersing myself in the movie this week, I just cannot get that Celine Dion song out of my head. George, if I wasn't losing my voice, I'd sing it to you right now. So you've just dodged your own iceberg.
Now you got to do it. One line.
No, honestly, I'm feeling very poorly.
Okay, Nick, thanks very much. Sam, you want to try?
No. Celine's notes are a little too high for me, George. I just can't get it. Will you go see it in 3D?
My girls really want to go, so yeah.
I feel like I know the ending.
They didn't see the first one.
Okay, good. So if you haven't seen it, I think